The teacher's accumulated. The unsurpassed, deep, profound, subtle wonderful time and 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter. That I have come to receive with my sight and hearing, I've also found the thus comes one's truth and actually.
Okay, Sophia and T, turn on your webcam. Let's do 1 minute meditation. Keep your back straight, your neck straight, close your eye, inhale, and exhale to the nose. You can inhale, you count 1, and you stress the number 1 until you finish the inhale. And exhale, you do the same thing, you count 1, you stress the number 1 until you finish the exhale. Keep going. Inhale, you count 2. Exhale, you count 2. Yeah. If you see your monkey mind, don't play with them. Go back to your inhale and exhale. 1, 2, 3. You think you go. So last time we learned about we just start the consciousness. Who can tell me which one really control how the nervous system work, how the central nervous system work? Who can tell me? Sophia, you know how?
So the brain sends signals to the nerves.
Send a signal to the nerve to do what?
To move. Wait, no.
The central nervous system, how which one do they consist of?
I'm not sure.
Agent, you know which one?
Which one? Can you repeat the question?
You're not sure too?
Can you repeat the question?
Tina, you remember?
Can you repeat the question?
What?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, in the central nervous system, right? What part of our body is contained?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
The brain and spinal cord.
The brain and the spinal cord. It's very important to understand this. This is the medical view. This is not the Buddhist. This is the medical. This is how the medical view. We need to understand this concept. Okay, you see that in the central nervous system, we have the brain. Here is the brain. And here is the spinal right here. That is, it runs along the back. This is like the backbone, right? Of our back. That means all the nerve here is connected to the brain, and all the nerve run through the spinal cord it will connect to the entire body. Why it's so important? Why? Do you know what this mean? What do they do? Thi,
Can you repeat the question?
okay, you see the central nervous system, we have the brain and we have the spinal cord, and you see that the spinal cord, they contain all the nerves that run through the spinal cord. Why this one is so important? What is the whole function of the central nervous system do?
It like tells you. It like starts off your body and like does the things that it does your daily thing. It tells your body what to do.
So which one control?
The brain.
Yeah, the brain control entire body through the nerve, right?
Yeah.
When the brain want to control certain part of the body, what the brain do?
The brain sends nerves to. It sends like signals to the body.
Yeah, through the nerve, right? Send the signal to the body through the nerve. That's how they control. For example, can you give me an example, Tina? Can you give me an example? That's how the brain control.
How the brain controls?
Mhm.
Mm,
Agent, what do you think?
Example,
Yeah,
when you need to raise your arm, your brain sends signals to your the spinal cord to the nerves of your arm, which will contract the muscle.
yeah, it will. When you want to raise your arm or your hand or whatever, that means not the arm by itself raise it. No, that means the brain will send a signal to the arm and tell the arm you move your hand. It's like the robot, right? The robot. You know the robot? Yeah. Yeah. You see this robot right here? This person using the remote control to control the robot. The robot by itself is just a piece of metal. It's nothing else. They don't know how to function. But do you think that when this person use the remote control to control, let's say that he said that I want to move the arm or to move to walk, to move the feet. Which one the remote control will send? The remote control send the signal directly to the part of the body, or they send to where? They send to this one right here, the brain. Because the brain is the controller. It will control all part of the body. Does it make sense? It's the same thing with our brain. But really, the head in here control the part of the body. Or which one control the part of the body?
Under the human,
Okay. Do you think that the robot, the brain inside the robot, that means that is the one control the entire body, right? Do you think that the brain really doing that? Or which one they doing that? For the robot.
and do you found
You know what? This is how the robot work, because I am computer science, so I will tell you how this thing works. Basically, in order for the robot to function, they will program they have a program inside the chip, and they insert the chip into the robot, and the chip will serve at the brain. will control the entire body of the robot. So the remote control is basically it figure the activate the chip to perform certain function of the body, not the head. The head is just a piece of metal. It doesn't know anything. Does that make sense? But the chip, it will do. So far, so good. Tina, you understand?
Yeah.
If we are not do the programming and we don't put the chip inside the robot will just become the piece of metal, nothing else. Useless. It's not useful. But once you put the chip inside the robot, it will work just like magic. So basically, the head or the brain of this guy here doesn't know how to function without the chip. With the chip, they know how to function. That means the chip and the brain, they are two or one. Sophia,
One?
are you sure?
No, wait, two? Yeah, two.
Because the chip it's by itself, right?
Yeah, the chip is by itself, separate.
Not the brain. The brain is a piece of metal. When you put the chip inside to the brain, it works just like magic. Okay, now I go back to the human. So you will understand how the human works. Okay. Very much for that. We're human. Okay. You see this one right here. That means the brain here is control the entire body. For example, it's control our feeling, it's control our movement, it's control everything. When you feel pain, when you feel happy, when you feel sad, when you move your arm, when you walk, when you talk, when you see, when you taste, when you smell, when you touch, the brain control everything. But is that really the brain doing this thing? So if the brain is not the one doing this thing, then which one is doing this thing?
Is it our consciousness?
The Arya consciousness. It's just like the chip, right? You have the programming, that is inserted in here, it will work just like magic. But Arya consciousness is not the same with the chip. Remember that. Oh, who is iPad? May I have your name? Oh, Jaden. Okay, good. Thank you, God. Okay, so basically, the Alaya consonant is the one is control the entire body. Okay, now we go back to the robot one more time. Okay, for the robot right here. Even the vacuum, right now, they also have the vacuum right here too. This one right here, I think it will vacuum right? It will move by itself. They do all the vacuum. This is controlled by the chip. Because the chip, we are the one, that means the software developer or computer engineering is the one who wrote the firmware and embedded into the chip, and the chip will insert into this one right here. It will work according to the chip. The same thing with the robot. If you take out the chip, this one just like the piece of metal, nothing else. They are useless. So it's very important if whoever stealing the chip, right? That all is steal. You can copy that many chip, the same thing, and you should plug it in, it will work. And nowadays, the AI, that means artificial intelligence, is one of the most important in the world right now. Because the AI, they need data. Because they learn from the data. You heard about the chat GPT, right? They just released. I think this one, it come from who invent this one? Microsoft, I think. I'm not too sure. Is it Microsoft? Anyway, this one right here, you can challenge them, ask any kind of question. They will answer precisely. And they give you the most accurate answer. Compared to the human, this one is way, way intelligent. They talk, they perform just like the human. Very scary. Because we develop the software inside the robot, and to be able to learn along the way and become more intelligent. And you know what they do? All the data in the world we call the big data, they will put into the chip, and the chip becomes so intelligent. Think about this. Think about this. For the doctor, right? The smartest doctor in the world, they could memorize the only one book, right? For the medical book. But this one right here, they memorize the whole library. So IBM, they are the one who developed the robot to become the doctor in the future. Be able to diagnose the patient for the cancer, and they also find out what type of cancer, and they give you the solution, how to treat the patient. All this thing here come from the programming. And who do the programming? Human. We are the one who do it. And where the programming come from? Come from our Alaya consciousness. Is that wonderful? Our Alaya consciousness is so powerful. That means the Buddha said everything is created by us, by the mind. All the creation of the world created by the mind. That means our mind, not by the creator. Creator does not know how to do this thing. So the Buddha reject the creator. God as the creator is nonsense. Okay, so this is important. So I just want you to understand the concept clearly. So who remember when a person passed away, right? What kind of criteria the doctor will declare this person is dead already? They based on what?
If there's no brain activity,
The brain activity. Not the heartbeat, but the brain activity. If no activity from the brain, this person is die. Because why? Because the brain is control the entire body, not the heartbeat. The heartbeat is just the individual organ, nothing else. That makes sense? This is important. So if the brain is no longer function, that means the whole body is shut down. That's correct. For the medical term, this person is already died. But in the Buddhist view, do you think this person died already? It really died? Why? What makes us this person is not yet die?
Because they still have their alaya consciousness.
And you know how long the alaya consciousness it will eventually leave the body? You know the maximum? In Tibet, it said 36 hours. And but in this country, we cannot leave the body for 60 or 36 hours. Not too much. So after usually our loved one, when they die, we will, if they are at the hospital, we will talk to the doctor and the nurse, tell them that I want to keep the body for 8 hours for praying. And they will comply. They will do it because this is the religion. They have no right to reject that. And we recite the Buddha name for 8 hours. Remember, the near-death person, right? The patient go through a lot of what? What did they experience? Most of the time. Tina. What did they experience most of the time for the near-death person?
Pain.
Pain, that's right. Pain, they are the one who go to undergo a lot of pain. That's why the doctor and the nurse give them the painkiller to control to maximize, reduce the pain. What is the purpose of the painkiller do? Who knows? Jaden.
Maybe from bad karma.
No. The purpose of the painkiller do to the patient. What do they do? When
It
we
helps
think
stop
of
the pain. It helps with stopping the pain.
Yeah, when they say that they stop the pain, what does that mean to in terms of a medical view? To how it works? Do you know how it works?
No.
Okay. Agent, do you know how it works?
does it like block the nerves from sending the pain signals to the brain?
That's correct. The pain signal, that means the pain. We feel pain from the mind, right? From the alaya consciousness. Because alaya consciousness feel the pain, they will send the pain signal to the nerve, to the part of the body that we are feeling the pain. So the whole idea of the painkiller or the pain medicine, pain release medication, they prevent the signal sent to those part of the body. That means block the signal at those nerves Does it make sense? They block the signal at those nerves, so the no signal go through the nerve. So therefore, we don't feel pain. Just like when you go to the dentist, when you have the toothache, right? The tooth doesn't know the tooth is not, the pain is not from the tooth. The pain is come from the mind. So the first thing the dentist do is they numb the nerve. So no communication from the brain to the nerve, through the nerve to the tooth, that you will pain. That's why when the dentist working on your teeth, your tooth, you don't feel pain. Not much, very little. Because it's numb. It numb the nerve. It's similar to the painkiller, nothing else. What does that mean to you? It means that the person who passed away, when the doctor declare this person is already died, that means no medication given after that. At this moment, do you think that Alaya constant still experience the pain? Of course they do. The same thing. When we are alive, we have this body, or we don't have this body. The Alaya still experience the same thing. Why? Because the attachment from the Alaya to the body. Do you think that the Alaya consciousness, do they have, can they see, can they hear, can they smell, can they taste, can they touch? What do you think? Jaden, what do you think?
Well, I think that maybe, well, because their attachment, even though when they're dead, it still causes them to feel pain. Well, that'd be pretty painful.
Can Alaya consciousness be able to see, to hear, to smell, to taste, to touch?
Well, if the body's dead, you don't really have access to those things anymore.
But even though they don't go to the body, but do you think that they still have that feature?
I think so, yeah.
They should have it. They still have it. It's no different. Think about this. You see the electricity, right? It's everywhere. But can you see the electricity directly from your eye? Can you? No, you cannot see the electricity. But how do we see there is electricity? You see through the light bulb, to the electronic part, right? TV, laptop, whatever, using the electricity, we see, oh, this, yeah, it's a happy electricity. Let's say the light bulb is broken. It no longer works. That means no light. Do you think that electricity is still there? Yeah, if you touch, if you put your finger into it, it will shock you right away. So that means the electricity, the capability of the electricity to turn on, right? The same thing with the Alaya consonant. It's still there. So the next time when we be able to find out new body, just like you put the chip into the robot, it will working again. Does it make sense? This is important. So I want to make sure you understand this before. So when a person die, you know why the reason is the Alaya consonant, sometimes it takes them too long to leave the body, or some they leave quickly, or some they leave right away. You know why? What were the causes?
Attachment.
Attachment, that's right. The more attachment to the world, to the family member, to the material, they cannot leave. But doesn't matter. Eventually, they have to leave the body. Because this body is no longer good. That means the body become rotten, right? Become unusable. Then the alaya consonant cannot be in there. They have to leave. And when they leave, they go into the state. We go on to learn that, but I will not teach you that much because that will be a big topic. But I will teach you to the level you understand. After the alaya consonant leave the body, it will enter into intermediate state. Body. Does it make sense so far? The bottle state is the most scary state. And before the alaya consonant leaving the body, that means the alaya consonant experience the most painful in the painful state. Very scary. How pain? The Buddha said that just like the turtle, if we peel off the shell right from the turtle, how much pain the turtle can feel, you cannot imagine. It's so painful. You know the shell, right, on the turtle? If you peel the shell off the turtle body, that pain gets similar to that pain. The alaya consonant, the one who died, will experience the same pain. Even more. It's scary. So that's why it's very important. If we still alive, if we know how to do all the good deeds, right? And that good deed will save you at the moment you leave the body. Because you do not have, the more attachment you have, the more suffer you get. So when our loved one die, we should not touch the body at that moment. When we touch, they feel the pain, even greater. All we do, recite the Buddha name. And we let them know we need to acknowledge them that they already passed away. And leave everything behind. Now, the world and you have no longer belong to this world. And just detach everything and move on to your next life. And just listen to the recitation, to the Buddha name that we recite. And the alaya consonant will recite the Buddha with us. One, we recite the Buddha name, Namo Ayidava. We keep going for 8 hours. The alaya consonant state will turn into peace. Very peaceful. I've been through this. I witnessed a few scenarios like this already. Last 4 weeks, I went to the hospital and helped one of the patients. They just passed away. Before they passed away, you know what? That person, he was 78 years old. The night before, he had the blood bleeding in his belly. And it became so painful. The family took him to the hospital, and at nighttime, during the nighttime, the doctor go to the surgery and to make sure they heal the leaking. They thought it's okay. They thought it's successful operation. But a few hours later, the leak become very severe. And you know what? the both feet of the patient, it becomes big swollen, and the belly becomes swollen as well, and the skin become purple, become pale or purple, something like, and the face as well. And the doctor keep pumping the blood and release the pressure, and they did a few times like that. They give up after that, and this person died after that, after 12 hours. And when they call me to come and help them to recite the Buddha name, when I arrived there, it's 12 in the at noon time. Well, the first thing usually we do is we help the one who passed away. Let them acknowledge that they already died, and they need to accept the state of this moment, and we guide them to how to recite the Buddha name to our praying. And when we do the praying with the family, after 4 hours, and the face of that person, it turned like just like in the sleeping mode. It looks fast. It's a magical. You see, everything is changing when we sincere. So that means that person, when we pray for them, rely on the Buddha, the power of the Buddha. Therefore, the one who passed away will not go through pain state. This is important. They will not experience the pain just like the other. Okay, so next week I will teach you about the 38-week fetus development inside the mom womb, and you will understand the power of the karma. You learn, okay. Okay, for the one who passed away, what are the two criteria that make that cause a person who the one, okay, the path away, okay, path. To be born into a new destination. Do you know what are the two criteria that help him to be born into the new destination? You know what are they? Hey, you know? Hey,
What do you say?
okay, for the one who passed away, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there are two criteria that will cause them to be born into the new state. That means into the new the new life, afterlife. After that, what are they?
Like the forms.
Huh?
Like how many are there?
Two, only two.
Two criteria. I'm not sure.
Uno. Sophia,
I don't know.
this is very important. The first one is current state of our Alaya consciousness. Secondly, the power of outcome that we create in the past. That include the current life and many past life in the past. This is important. But usually we control when we die, and usually we will be controlled by our power of karma to be born into the new life. When we been controlled by the power of the karma, usually we go to the bad place. We don't go to the good place. The power of the karma is just like our habit. Do you think that we have a lot of good habit or a lot of bad habit? Which one?
Bad.
Yeah. So the power of the karma is the habit. One is control us for the rebirth. It's nightmare. Okay, it's a nightmare. So praying is very important to help the one passed away be able to have the current state in the right way. The current state of the consciousness is so important. Okay, I saw you this movie here. I don't know. I saw you in last week. This is a very good movie. It's only a few minutes. I hope. I'm not too sure I saw you already. The doctor bowed down to the 11 years old kid. Did you see this?
Hey, I'm Kayla, and I'm one of the AI
Oh, you did?
voices from Revoicer. I can be sad. That
We saw it at the tutoring.
Have you heard the story?
Huh?
I think it was one of the videos they showed at tutoring.
Oh, for you, yeah, yes, but not this class, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Pay attention. This is very inspirated movie, very inspired movie.
Story of the 11-year-old who got the doctors to bow for him? His story is proof of
Can you hear it?
how a singular selfless act can make a huge difference in the lives of others. Liang Yaoyi didn't live as long as most people do. However, this didn't stop him from doing something everyone in a country of over 1 billion people adores him for. This story is set in Shenzhen, South China's Guangdong province. It's about a little boy who in the year of 2014 got doctors to bow 3 times for him after his death. A 3-time bow is reserved for deities, emperors, or people who did something really honorable. So what warranted such a reaction from the doctors? Liang, the boy in the story, was like every other little boy in Shenzhen, his little hometown in China. He was born healthy and strong without any health conditions. He went to school, played games with his mates, and did every other thing boys his age do. Like his mates, he had a dream. He wanted to be an inventor when he grew up. Everything changed when disaster struck. One day, when he was just 9 years old, he felt a bit dizzy and told his mother. His mother thought it was just a little fever at first, so she gave him countertop medication in hopes that he'd soon get better. When Liang came home that day, we thought it was just a minor illness, so I got him drugs from the pharmacy. We all expected that he would be fine by the next day or after 2 to 3 days. We thought everything was just going to return to normal, but it only worsened. Rather than get better, day by day, Liang's illness became scarier. It was nothing like we had ever seen before, so we had to take him to the hospital, she said. At the hospital, the doctors ran several tests on Liang, and when they got the results, they learned that Liang had a tumor in his brain. Imagine how hard it must have been to tell a little boy and his mother that he had a terminal disease. that he wasn't going to be able to play around with his peers as much or go to school regularly due to hospital visits, and that he would have to live with the fear that death was just around the corner. Since everyone knew that only a few survived cancer, Liang and his parents were devastated. The doctor didn't need to spell it out for them to understand the magnitude of the news. Immediately after the results of the tests were relayed, his parents broke into tears. They cried out their eyes and grew sick with worry. They didn't want to lose their little baby boy. But Liang was optimistic. He had dreams to achieve and he couldn't just die without making a difference. He believed if he was determined enough, he would be able to overcome the disease.
So we stop right here, right?
They didn't want to lose their little baby boy. But Liang was optimistic. He had dreams to achieve and he couldn't just die without making a difference. He believed if he was determined enough, he would be able to overcome the disease. The little boy took his medications judiciously and attended school when his health allowed it. Liang discarded his dreams of being an inventor and decided that being a doctor who was going to help save lives was a better fit for him. A story he read in school about bone marrow transfusion played a big part in a decision he made later. As the days turned into months and the months became years, Liang's health deteriorated. It became harder and harder for him to go to school. He grew so weak that he had to spend a major amount of time in the hospital with several tubes attached to him just to keep him going. Liang tried his best to stay optimistic, but he couldn't hide the fact that not being able to go to school made him unhappy. So his family tried to keep him occupied during his stay in the hospital. His siblings rotated their visits and they got him many books to read. He went through each of them within a few days. His parents were not wealthy, so the cost of his treatment took a huge toll.
Keep scammers away from your private life. When scammers invade your computer, it's like they're invading your soul. They will cease and
on their finances. Besides the financial trouble, it wasn't easy to watch their loved one go through so much pain. It was a very tough time for the family. His medical team didn't relent in their efforts to keep him alive either. They carried out endless researches to ensure his survival, but their efforts proved abortive. Several surgeries were done and a lot of medication was given, but nothing really made a difference. It was a devastating situation. When he turned 11 years old and there was no significant improvement, it became clear to Liang and his parents that his days on Earth were numbered. However, Liang was determined to make a difference, even if he might not be alive for long. He had learned so much about his condition from books and had gotten an idea what to do from a story he read in school. Therefore, he made his decision and went ahead to tell his mom, Li Kun. One day, when his mother came to see him in the hospital, he told his mother his dying wish. The wish was for his organs to be donated to the hospital after his death. He said that he wouldn't need them once he died, so it would be better for them to give it to someone who needed them to stay alive. It would be a chance for me to be alive in another way and also help other people. This would be my own way of making someone else happy and make the world a better place, he said. In his discussion with his mother, he emphasized how important it was for his wish to be granted. He said, "There are many people doing great things in this world. They're great, and I want to be a great kid too. Even if I might not have much time left, I want to leave a lasting impact. I want this to be my legacy, something that will ensure people don't forget that I was here." It is no mother's prayer to have a reason to discuss her own child's dying wish, but Li Kun could not help but be proud of her son's selfless decision. With tears in her eyes, she agreed to do as he asked, and that made Liang very happy. Liang wanted to achieve something great despite being dealt an unlucky hand by life. He believed that he didn't have to live long to achieve that. He may not have known the magnitude of that decision, but he definitely achieved his wish. In June 2014, after fighting relentlessly, Liang lost his battle with cancer. His parents and siblings were heartbroken. His mother couldn't believe that he was gone, but she knew what to do to keep his memory alive. Before his death, the doctors had been notified of his intention. They were so surprised that someone so young could make such a decision and promised to make sure his wish was granted. In China, organ donations were not rampant. The dead were cremated and people hardly thought to voluntarily donate their organs. It was so hard to get a voluntary blood donor in China. Even though China performs more transplants than any other nation outside of the United States, less than 1% of the population in need of the life-saving surgeries ever receives them. Although Liang learned about it in school and probably didn't know the magnitude of his decision, it took a good person to make such a decision. After getting the go-ahead from his mother to extract his organs, the doctors surrounded the 11-year-old, no longer able to help the 5th grader who had someday hoped to be one of them. Then they bowed down 3 times in tribute. This form of tribute is reserved for deities, emperors, and honorable people. He certainly deserved it. A few seconds later, they helped grant his wishes. His kidneys and liver were successfully extracted and put to good use. Not all heroes wear capes. Some are 11-year-olds with a heart of gold. Liang Yaoyi lives in the hearts of people he donated his organs to. Li Qin said, "I'm so proud of Liang. My son might have only lived for 11 years, but I feel like he achieved a lot in a short space of time. I know that he won't be forgotten and his selfless act will live on forever." Liang was very young, but he taught me and his siblings some life lessons that we will never forget. Selfless acts like this should be celebrated, remembered, and discussed constantly. Other people must also learn from what Liang has done and do what they can to make a difference in the world. So what do you think about this organ donation?
Right. Jaden, go ahead and summarize the video.
There was an 11-year-old boy who got diagnosed with cancer, and then before he died, he asked his mom to donate his organs.
So is that easy for the kid to have that thought, that mindset?
No.
No, not at all. Because the kid always on their thing, right? Their game, their stuff. They don't think for order. Not easy to think for order. Remember, this kid before he, when he in the state of dying, he always think for order. This is important. This is the selfless act. What does that mean? You know what is the selfless act mean? Jaden?
A selfless act is to make an action without thinking about yourself and only thinking about others.
That means no attachment at all. That is the beautiful act ever. And you know what? I just told you guys about the 2 criteria, right? For a person who passed away, it will control their destination of the rebirth. Okay, this is important. You need to understand the current state of the Alaya consonant and the power of the karma in the past. Maybe in the past, he maybe he have a lot of killing karma. I don't know. That's why he lived so short in this year, in this life. But at the same time, maybe in the past, he also practiced the bodhicitta. That means the loving kindness and compassion to others. That's why at the moment before he died, his current alaya, current state of alaya consonant becomes so strong. And he make the firm decision that to donate the organ. They come from his love and kindness and compassion. You know what? Just like the host, right? In the old day, you will see. I will show you. Okay. Yeah, this is the example I will give you. You need to understand this. It will help you. Host with dragon with the wagon, I guess. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. This wagon, this container here, it represents our power of karma in here. The host, it represents the consciousness. If the host becomes so well training and becomes so well training, it represents for the proper state of the consciousness. And it will. Oh, why this thing coming up? Okay. Okay. This thing here, the host will.
Nói đi ngủ. Nè, ăn cơm chiên không? Xôi chiên.
Okay. So the host in the current state of consciousness becomes so strong, it will fool the box or whatever the container or whatever this container is very heavy. That means even our heavy karma, the power of the karma becomes so heavy. But if the host is so strong, it can fool it can draw the box go into the right direction. Does it make sense? I hope I help to understand that. So if the current and this boy right here, he have the loving kindness and compassion, that is his current state of the Alaya consciousness. That will change his rebirth in 180 degrees. And he definitely reborn into the heaven. It's not easy to be reborn in heaven. Not even the human, but this boy right here, heaven is not so tough for him. Does it make sense? Okay. All right. And we will stop right here. Thi and Tina, Alan, Jaden, does it make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, Thi, go ahead. Thi, are you there?
The unsurpassed, deep, profound, subtle, wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter. Now that I've come to receive and hold it within my sight and hearing, I vow to fathom the less comes one to an actual meaning.
Oh, sorry. I asked you to read it one another one.
May every living being, our minds one ingredient with light, share the fruits of peace with heart of goodness, sweetness, and bright. And people hear and see how hands and hearts can find and giving unity. May their minds awake to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness run reward. May all who sorrow leave their grief and pain. May this boundless light break the darkness of their endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise.
Good, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the class today. And this is a very good class. So we will move on to next week. Thank you, everyone. Nam mô Di Đà Phật.
Cảm ơn.
And for chatting.
Come on, Thai.